Hello, everyone. My name is Timothy Williams. This is Lab 2, Open Source Intelligence, Passive Recon for CYB 610. Today, I'll be using tools such as Maltego to carry out a penetration test. I'll be extracting information passively of Walmart and its CEO, Doug McMillon. I strongly emphasize that what's done here, this test, is done for demonstration purposes only, and in no way, shape, or form is it done with any malicious intent. All information here is found legally and ethically. Um, and for this passive recon, we are at stage one of our cyber objectives. This is the current phase we are in, which is the reconnaissance phase. The reconnaissance phase has two phases actually, active and passive. We are doing the passive phase of the reconnaissance. The passive phase allows us to search for information and be pretty quiet about it. That's what passive is. As far as active, active is more direct and more allowing the target to know that you are actually searching and looking up information. So right now we're doing it passively, legally, and ethically. This is our CEO, Mr. Doug McMillon. And just through a quick Google search, we were able to find this information right here on Business Roundtable. And as you can see here with this screenshot, this is Maltego. And with this screenshot, you're able to see medical providers' information, as well as celebrities' information with the case maybe pending or whatnot. There's different vaccines and COVID information on here that is extremely valuable for an attacker. All this does is show you how easy it is to gain this information with just a few clicks of a button and a few keystrokes. This here is another snapshot of Maltego. With this is another utilities transform. Excuse me. I was able to pull up different cloud documents. These documents are different letters, different statements, different complaints that Walmart has received over the years and through different times and courses of history. As we see, Maltego is an extremely strong tool that you can use to find the target and find out information about the target through a name, through an email, through their business, through an associates. That's an extremely powerful tool. And here you see we have our open source intelligence framework website. With this website, I was able to type in Mr. Doug McMillon's name and retrieve different bits of information to make my search and gathering of information a bit easier. As you've seen before in the previous slides, I was able to procure other information, but this information with our open source intelligence framework, I was able to gain a few links. So these links are to his social media, in particularly Facebook. And as you can see on this screenshot, there are other different links that we were able to find just by simply typing his name into our open source intelligence framework. And just with a quick Google search, we was able to find his Wikipedia page that has all his information. Again, I would love to stress that all this is legal information and it was not done maliciously. This just goes to show you how easy it is to access this information. Bad actors can get this information and look for any target. In this case, a high profile target like we have here in Mr. Doug McMillon. And we have our spear phishing email here. Bad actors love to send these spear phishing emails to high ranking officials so they are able to procure their personal information or data or gain some kind of admin access into their company. As you can see here on the right side of this screenshot, we have from Jay Smith at Tech Walmart. The subject is an information update to Mr. Doug McMillan, and as it says, "Dear Doug, we just had a complete system reboot. We ask that all personnel click the link to update your system and the policy with our new standards. We strongly encourage you to do so in a timely fashion as we are at a time crunch and need to get everyone's computer up and running. Thank you for understanding. With warm regards, Jane Smith." Now, attackers would love to try and make their email sound just as if it was an email coming from someone in support or someone in upper management. That's their goal, is to make you click the link just to retain and get this information. They use this tactic pretty often, and it still works to this day. In a Christian worldview, we are taught to treat our neighbors as we would want to be treated. The word also says to respect the law and authority that has been given. You must be truthful in our statements and truthful in our words. The primary benefit of passive reconnaissance is its low risk detection. By avoiding direct interaction with the target, it allows for discreet intelligence gathering. This makes passive reconnaissance a tool for both attackers planning their strategy and defenders using potential vulnerabilities without alerting adversaries. Following these rules and commands are just a few of the things that the Lord has told us to do and follow. Mixing these commands with cybersecurity and the program Altigo, one is easily able to passively recon anyone or anything or any target. Passive reconnaissance is an attempt to gain information about target, computers, their systems, their networks, without engaging fully with the system. In active reconnaissance, in contrast, the attacker engages with the target system, typically a port scan or to find any open ports. I was able to find a few scriptures that I felt really brought this out into a Christian worldview. I feel when you have this kind of power to search up individuals or different targets, you feel like you have a sense of power. Your ego gets boosted. Your confidence gets up. I feel you have to humble yourself. You have to bring yourself back down. So I put down 4 scriptures that I think tie into the Christian worldview very well with cybersecurity and passive reconnaissance. The first one is Proverbs 11:2. When pride comes, then comes disgrace. But with the humble is wisdom. Proverbs 8:13. The fear of the Lord is hatred of evil. Pride and arrogance and the way of evil and perverted speech I hate. Galatians 6:3-4. For if anyone thinks he is something when he is nothing, he deceives himself. But let each one test his own work, and then his reason to boast will be in himself alone and not in his neighbor. Philippians 2:3. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. And this goes to show you that even if you are hacking, do it ethically. In a Christian worldview, we are to not harm our neighbors. We are to love our neighbors and respect our neighbors and treat our neighbors kind. Thank you.